Welcome back to my channel, Sagittarius. To both my new subscribers and my current subscribers, you're always appreciated, so much love and thank you to all those that follow. Please remember these are general readings, so only take what resonates. If this reading doesn't speak to you, please just check back in the next month. Allow a little flexibility on the time frames. You're all at different stages along that journey. So I've just kind of come to some conclusions here in terms of how the algorithms work with YouTube as well. So I wanted to take a quick moment to mention that. So regardless of whether or not you are subscribed, apparently you won't get the videos. So it's just the way that the ratings work. But what you can do is if you hit the notification bell as well as the subscribe button, then you have more of a stronger likelihood of seeing the uploads. So I'm going to be trying some different things this month. So hopefully, again, just if you do hit the notification bell with the subscription, then it will start to show you my readings as they come up. But anyway, I'll try to give you little tidbits that I learn along the way here as well. So if my readings do appeal to you, just again, hit the notification bell. I'll start putting out more content routinely, and I'll pass on any YouTube tips that I learn along the way as well for anyone else that may be encountering some issues. So just to get right into the reading, this is just a little heads up that I'll start doing some shorter readings mixed in with some of the longer readings, and I'll try to do some more specific spreads that might be more directed to, your questions. If you throw that down into the comments, I'll try to give more specific answers in that respect. So if you're interested in a specific area, again, just throw the comments into the reading and throw the comments into the comment section, and in the next reading, I'll incorporate that into that reading. So I'll just throw up a couple of mini readings in response to whatever the questions are. But anyway, moving on, just trying some different approaches to get an idea of what appeals to those of you that do watch my readings. So back into the reading. This is a reading for Sagittarius, regular playing deck, and for the month of May 2021. So first card out is actually, I always like to throw things out of order because that's just what I do when I put the cards together. Okay, so the first card out is actually the Four of Diamonds. And the reason why I'm doing it sequentially like that is just because when I go to explain them, you'll see that I've tied in a couple of the sevens together. There's a couple of the aces together, that kind of thing. So with the Four of Diamonds, again, this is about, for the month of May, it looks like you're going to be focused on your stability, pentacles, wealth, job security, that kind of thing. Seems to be more of the general energy that's coming out this month. Some of you may be doing a lot of daydreaming about maybe getting rich or, being well off, or where you want to be in the future, what your future will look like, or what a future business will look like, or what it is that you want to be doing, however that connects to your money picture. But it does look like there is some kind of element of being let down this month as well. So maybe some of you are struggling with the job loss of maybe a previous month, or an idea that something has fallen through, either way, because I see heartbreak, sorrow, some sort of, energy, negative energy around a letdown, and I suspect it could be on the work front, although this isn't specifically a work reading, it's more of a general energy. But because stability is coming through so strongly this month, I mean, it could very well be that it's on the work front, or that you're at odds in the workplace, or maybe you just haven't decided on what it is that you want to be doing around the work area. But either way, despite all of that, there is still some kind of a conflict that's coming through this month as well. Or maybe it was energy that came through from a previous month that you're just still dealing with those energies in the month of May. So for this month, either way, it looks like, some kind of a letdown, something that thwarted, some image of where you expected yourself to be right now. We also have, sorry, I'm going to take it a little bit out of order a bit here, just so I can, there's quite a few cards here. I don't know if you can, well, anyway, that's probably not going to, I don't have a lot of space here, so I'm just trying to work with what I've got. Okay, so outside of that, as I mentioned, there were two sevens that came through, and we also have a lot of threes that came through here as well, and aces. So that is significant to me for this month. There was a 10 that's come through here further out, and of course, 10s are all about cycles finishing up here. But in this particular deck, what it does mean is that even though you are wrapping up a cycle this month and really dealing with kind of the end residual, elements of that, sorry, at the very least, you're reaching some kind of conclusion to something that was upsetting you, related more to the past here. Um, and that was actually with the 10 of clubs that's further out here. So, as I said, I mean, I just feel like there's been, for some of you, a loss of responsibility in a position, or authority has been challenged here. I feel for a lot of you, it's you who's in authority here. But it could be that somebody in authority is in some way challenging you. But again, for some, this is also, could be ending around a partnership, whether that's romantic or in the business sense. But there's some kind of authority, or someone in authority, as I said, or a leader, someone that is no longer in the picture here, or is being removed in some way, or there's some kind of a separation or something along that line. That energy seems to, there's upset around it anyway. So again, it looks like someone is coming in here to help you in some way, or just providing help, overall, whether this is assistance to you or you giving assistance to another. There's some kind of a charitable exchange here. It could be that there has been also a change in your status or your position, because as I say, I mean, there's a 5 that comes up in here as well that's a little further out. I just remember the cards as a whole here, so unfortunately I won't pull them all through and eat up the rest of the time, but I want to keep it a little bit shorter for you. But again, there is some kind of a loss that I feel is coming through for many of you. There's a sense of apathy, or, kind of a sullen outlook, or you're just feeling a little burned out or dragged out, or it's just a low-key energy, like a 4 of Cups kind of energy that's coming through here. So you're just not very motivated, or at least you felt unmotivated. You're in some kind of a low place. But again, there's that 5 of Diamonds, and then there's that 4 of Hearts that also kind of shows up here, that to me is indicating some kind of a change. But many of you are still, I feel like there's a lot of, you're stuck in your head here. There's a lot of daydreaming about, going on a trip or traveling in some way, or just getting away from it all, or, or maybe you are actually making plans in this direction. But I think a lot of you will really be wanting to start something new here, because toward the very end, we also have 2 aces that came out, with the Ace of Diamonds, and we also have the Ace of Hearts. So I feel like a lot of you are looking for answers this month. You're really in a contemplative space. I do feel there might be some kind of collaborations coming through here this month, because we do have some 3s that came through. And again, the 3s are more toward the end here. There's 2 3s as well, 3 of Clubs, 3 of Diamonds. So again, I feel like you're looking for answers this month. There's a restlessness. There's something about responsibility, leadership, really strong in this month here as well. And again, for sure, stability is a good part of that. But I feel the responsibility is somehow feeling overwhelming for a few of you, or I feel, there's just a real challenge around responsibility this month. So where many of you really might have been feeling some kind of battle around leadership or authority, it may very well be that you're having to take on that responsibility for maybe somebody who was removed at a job, or, it feels like I would explain that card as, because there's that give and take. It could be that somebody is, as I say, coming in to assist you in that way, or you are assisting someone else, but there's strong attention on taking responsibility and issues of being in authority due to someone's loss, whether it's you or someone close around you, or in a work situation that you're maybe having to step into. So I feel like you're really plotting out a specific course of details this month in whatever area here that you seem focused on. For some, this is a new idea, as I said, because we've got the aces coming through here. I'm just going to take away the 7s. And I did go through some of the 3s. I'll bring them forward here again too, but again, I feel like a new idea or a new element that you're considering to take on some kind of a risk. There's real work to consider before moving ahead here for this month, or there's some kind of a need for a strong skill base that's required, something that's really deliberate thought, before you just move ahead and step into this role or whatever it is. But there's some kind of new challenge here. So I see you taking deliberate, steady actions this month to create that stability, for those that you care about or for yourself. But I feel you're making compromises. And if you're dealing with someone in authority, it is a fair exchange being worked out here. As I said, it's like a Six of Pentacles kind of energy there. But there is a sense, and again, it could be you doing that for someone else, or there's some kind of reciprocity, some kind of charitable gift, whatever it is that's coming through here. But there's a sense of harmony that's also coming through. So there is going to be some balance here. And certainly you do have the twos, the fours, energy as well in creating that balance. But it obviously comes at a time where there has been imbalance for you to be seeking so much balance. So, but again, you're doing what it takes to resolve something in the month of May. Definitely a need to rest or a desire to rest. Maybe something, as I said, was causing you a lot of burden or overwork, stress on some level, especially with that 10 of clubs. But either way, if you've been taking on another's issues, you're getting the message to take some time for you this month and do self-care. So the 10s in the regular deck, in this regular deck, generally they parallel the Magician. So there is a certain level of mastery that's been attained, once you are, and you're bringing things more into balance because you've created a level of understanding here for yourself. You've acquired some kind of knowledge. There's wisdom here. You're better able to secure a firmer foundation because you know what you're supposed to be looking at or looking for or adding to make up for any lack. But you're being asked to keep your emotions under control here and in several cards. And so really concentrate on your security this month. As I mentioned, I feel that you are specifically dealing with someone here because we do actually have energy of the King of Hearts. So again, this is somebody who's, kings are all about being somebody who is in authority, whether it's you or someone else around you. But definitely, it doesn't have to be a person. It can also represent corporation or any kind of formal system, anything like that is operating, setting out rules or making big decisions, that kind of thing, but definitely someone in a position to make those decisions or set the rules. So again, could orient around a corporation, doesn't have to be a person specifically, but however that relates to you. So it could also be someone who is, fairly understands a particular area of business or a particular aspect of something in a really, they have a really strong sense of authority in a particular position, and maybe they're providing you with guidance or assistance in some way as well. So either way, however that relates. But in short, definitely feels like some kind of an argument that is going to be coming through here as well. So for the month of May, or again, that you're just dealing with those energies that may have been from a previous time, but it seems to be coming up in the month of May. So definitely some kind of argument that's coming through around a business or a romantic partnership, business deal, where there might have been friction that's caused some kind of a change or a parting of ways, or something's in separation here. But whether temporary or more long term, it's definitely some kind of a falling out. So I also feel like you're being asked to be aware of your surroundings here. The timing, I feel that you're to be patient with something, not to act in haste. Any hard work that you're willing to invest in right now will pay off in the long term. You just need to wait for things to converge, synchronize, line up. You don't need to be looking after, that part of things for this month, because Spirit's going to co-create with you. So your job is just to put in the skill building, strategize right now, and then wait for your illumination before acting. So as well, as I mentioned, you're in conflict here with someone, and it's not enough to justify your position and just get your point across and be heard. You're advised to remember that communication and negotiations must continue until another is fully aware of what it is that you're trying to convey, and that requires special skill on your part to wait things out as well. So waiting things out until the timing is right to approach someone, especially after a conflict or heated discussion, you want to wait until the next right time, when you know that the person is going to be more receptive, because trying to work it out when everybody is in a heightened state of emotion is not the most receptive period. So if you're having to stand up for yourself or speak with true passion about something, you want to make sure you're adding value or clarity to a situation, something that's going to help set you apart this month. So again, communication and all of that is really relevant and important, but also know when to step back um, and sort of weigh out the pros and cons of how to approach something. And that's some of the clarifiers here with the 6, 5, and 4 energy. And the Six of Spades is also about you wanting to really keep yourself in check this month. And as I mentioned earlier, you want to try to remain as stress-free as possible, the no drama zone. Get yourself around people this month that can really raise your vibrations. So whether that's getting out in nature, taking a walk, riding a bike, do whatever it is that's necessary to keep an upbeat attitude this month, and that will really help you to open up and find your answers. And keep you connected with spirit, because this is going to be a very intuitive month for you as well. So we also have the 3 of Diamonds, and so someone may show you compassion, a kindness, or offer a gift, or you may be doing the offering, as I mentioned earlier, to someone else. There's some kind of support or assistance, as I said, that can be coming through with this card as well. And certainly because there's that King of Hearts that came through, that could be the energy of somebody who's coming in for assistance as well. Or again, you could be dealing with a corporation. I don't know who this falling out was or issue was, but there's some kind of secondary meaning to this particular card, that even if a situation seems bad in the moment, you're going to come to the realization soon that this was actually a blessing in disguise. So, and I feel that you have avoided some greater damage that could have been done. That also goes with that message. But this can also be, especially because we have that other card that kind of came out as a 6 of Pentacles sort of energy. This gift is a blessing. Something is turning in your favor for a few of you, despite the immediate negative picture in the moment, or at least that you're thinking is a negative picture. So we also have the 3 of Clubs, and it definitely feels as though you're angry with someone, certainly maybe doing some healing this month for some of you, but just in trying to get over the conflict, just some little words of wisdom that kind of come with this card is don't feed the anger. Allow yourself to forgive this person, however that resonates for those in this situation. This is a card of healing, true power, showing compassion, and is where the true power is. It's about self-respect and understanding of another's journey to learn as well. Giving them the moment, the time that they need to absorb whatever it is that's being discussed, or to assess the situation more objectively, giving them the space to be able to come to their own conclusions here as well. Not just about taking in what you've said, but also seeing the picture as a whole. It does, again, everybody comes at different points in the journey here, and we're all here to learn from each other. So, don't be so quick for a ready-made solution here. So again, it doesn't mean that you need to participate in any unhealthy behaviors. It just to remain firm in your boundaries, until this person, has a chance to mull over what it is that's being discussed. And also just to be flexible enough to allow the other person, as I said, that's involved, to come up with their own conclusions, give them sufficient time to deliberate over those issues. Because there's no sense in pushing your position until a point of exhaustion. Time and space allows people to reflect, and when you know who you are, you have a better sense about how you will approach something, or reach out to another, or express yourself. And certainly the point is to be communicating as effectively as possible, and that comes from a place of calm and power, is in compassion and understanding for you this month. So we also, again, with those 2 3s, it really gives me a sense that some of you were helping another here, and it met with some issues. So there's a sense of selfishness that came through here as well in this month. Feels like someone is probably, someone close to you, whether it's a long-standing relationship, partnership, friend, family, more specifically, however, but it certainly looks as though someone may have acted selfishly for a few of you. So I feel it's critical for you this month to take the moral high ground, show compassion, because again, true power, true strength in a situation is in the compassion and understanding, for you, especially this month. It's a different kind of leadership that's required here. It's not the strength of a warrior that temporarily hides the fear to endure a challenge. Your position is to demonstrate leadership by example. So to finish up, we've got the aces. So the aces are all about passions that are close to the heart, and with both the ace of diamonds and the ace of hearts, I feel you're making a grand gesture to reach out and show compassion in a situation, and that is a risk for you. So, but in the long run, you're going to find that you have some real victory or success down the road for having taken this approach to the situation. I feel that you're really operating with new ideas, as I said, with both aces coming through here. It certainly strengthens that resolve. I do feel that you're operating very solitary in a solitary way this month, meaning that I'm not saying that you're not surrounding yourself with other people in a networking capacity. Maybe it's just online or whatever. Or maybe you're showing up for some kind of a situation that involves other people this month, or at least it's being suggested to um, operate in a way that you are connecting more so with people to relax, but doesn't necessarily mean you're one-on-one. But I do feel that you're really operating, as I said, in a more solitary way in coming to your conclusions. And I feel that's your strength, that's your authority, that's your leadership qualities here. And it would benefit you from that time out in nature, or connecting with others, whatever it is that you're using to boost your spirits in healthy ways. Again, there's a lot of sevens and threes and aces this month, so I feel there's a strong emphasis on organizing yourself, your finances, really focusing, as I said, on security. It's also sevens also speak to spirituality, so it's a real spiritual month that connects you to that worthy life. So there's some good luck that comes in this month. You could have three choices to make for others, but three seems to be significant this month as well. The three represents you in a position of authority for many of you, or certainly that something really is dependent on you. It can also be a card of creativity, but it just feels less so for the majority of you. So stay honorable is a strong message here, and certainly act with integrity. So the last cards out, I just pulled a couple of extras here with other oracle decks. The Energy Oracle deck by Sandra Ann Taylor also highlights the message that this is a very intuitive month for you. To receive any answers that you're seeking, strong guidance is available here with the Goddess of the Moon. And of course, we've got that followed up with the Temple Path. So could be some some great ideas that are coming in for you this month because of the connection to intuition and spirit, and certainly with the aces, but new energy behind some new ideas for new starts here. And with the community card that follows, as I mentioned, definitely you need to reach out a little bit here I don't think it's so much to problem solve as it is to relax. Community card again shows you ways to connect, network, raise your vibration, play, enjoy, celebrate. All of that sort of encompasses that card, whatever level that you can, given the state of the world right now and everything being in separation. But try to indulge in de-stressing this month. So again, the last three cards that I pulled are from it's from a new deck that I have that I really, really like. Actually, I really like the wisdom of this particular deck, but it's the Osho card deck. So the three cards from that deck is about understanding, taking the time to explore and really disengage for a while. Be gentle with yourself and others this month. You're operating under a lot of illusions, again, with the moon and misperceptions, or, with another, or of whatever the heated situation was. I just don't feel like you have the whole picture in you don't really know all of the elements that were operating there. So, because if you did try to approach it from just that one element, I feel that it's going to lead to more confusion. So don't try to understand it so much as keeping the dialogue or the communication channels open for you to really come or operate from a place of possibility versus restriction. So the next card out is the card of experience or experiencing, which speaks to connection. So again, when you approach things in a gentle way, it unfolds. You don't have to make a lot of noise to be heard. Flowers grow in quiet places. Things still blossom in silence. And I also feel it's a time for you to ground yourself in nature for a lot of you. It seems to be kind of a running theme here. So the last card out is isolation. So That's pretty much speaking to a lot of us around the world, but isolation really speaks to, again, someone also behaving selfishly here. Kind of resonates through a few of the cards, but when you isolate, you're frozen and you're not flowing. So blocking yourself from a situation is not the answer here. Closing off leads to stagnant energy. When you're locked in yourself, you're an island, you're a lone wolf. So separating from the world and connection, is not really allowing yourself to grow, or the light to enter and flowers to open or earth to receive nutrients, that kind of thing. So if we are to stay in the holistic side of things, for my references there, but the cards basically suggest that you can either be in existence, or you can either be in existence, or you can be yourself, or be in the self rather. So self draws a line around you like a boundary, and a statement can also close you off. This is you, this is me, this is what I am, this is what I am not. It's isolating to think like that. So in reality, we are more than the self. And this is where you need to operate from this month, is that place of open communication, making sure that there is a channel for someone to, uh, at least be heard as well, and there's a reciprocated energy here. But as I said, as someone who, you need to operate from a position of being both separate and apart. So this keeps you in an authority position as well when you act from this place of power, because you're not defining yourself as, this is me and this is you. You're defining yourself by, your place in the world as a whole, as a part of something. So there was a cute phrase I heard somewhere: the ball bounced into your world, destroyed paradise. But if you see what it broke inside you, taking a little more broadly, but that pain coming forward can show you where you closed yourself off, or where you needed to be healed. But especially if there was some real deep pain. But don't be too inflexible is the message I hear for you this month, Sagittarius. So hopefully this gives you a little insight for the month. Keep moving forward, stay safe, and have a great month, and we'll see you in June.